Still alive, I see. Something tells me that eyesore on the horizon is your doing. How'd you manage that?
It's a long story. One that I'd rather only tell once.
Right. All hands on deck, then.
Is this everyone? As I'm sure you've all guessed, the crystal which now commands the eastern skies was summoned by Ultima. He called it Origin. Though the significance of that name is as yet unclear.
What does it matter what it's called? Its emergence tore Twinside asunder, and wiped my homeland from the map.
Mention of the Dominion spires can be found in the oldest of Valisthian records. But to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well...
The Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canva is in flames, and the Empire...
Our allies are crying out for answers. I've sent the Cursebreakers to give them what assurances we can, but right now that amounts to fuck all.
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case. People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing day.
Could it be that this new Mother Crystal is like the others? That it draws upon the land's ether? It certainly looked that way from stone here.
If that were true, it would explain the hastening spread of the Blight since the crystal's appearance. Would it not?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools, corrupting all who cannot channel its energies. Archay above, ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped.
It's all right. When we faced him at Stone here, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the halls of Origin. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we gonna manage that then? It's up in the sky. And fast as she is, the Enterprise can't fly.
It's a lot to take in, and I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads. The answer will come to us. Don't you worry. Ain't that right, Clive?
Right. That's right.
Well, go on then. Bugger off. Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, eh?
Thank you. Joshua seemed upset. Ultima may have created us, But he doesn't make us who we are. Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But even should he fail, what world awaits us? A withered, godless place where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be. But a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it. It won't be easy. It may take generations. Centuries of suffering. And that is if everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, it will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. Are you certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes? I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their will.
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more. Besides, I would have words with Ultima. He has much to answer for.
We are in your debt, Dion.
We can speak of debts when this is over.
He speaks the command, he knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to, does it, Clive?
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
It's almost time. Better make sure I haven't forgotten anything. What is it this time, Torgal? Something tells me this is no mere adventure story.
First the skies, then the crystal.
To what do I owe the honor? The sound of... Who knows? Crack the crystal. Not a very good one, but then... What do you want? Should last you a good while. Not bad, if I do say so myself. Not my best work, but it'll do. Yeah, that should do you. And? Trouble with your gear, or... So, what'll it be?
Say what you will, Lady Karen has seen her.
Pining for something, boy. What is it? What do you see out there? I never did ask where you got that anklet of yours.
From Sid, that's why. On the day he brought him home.
That long ago?
And you're only thinking to ask this now? Sid saw that the pup had a habit of gnawing on his leg, since you ask. Clap that there iron on him to keep him from doing it.
What was wrong, boy?
I'll take like as not. Must have been hard on the poor whelp losing his loving masters at such a young age. Doubly hard in being a frost wolf, torn away from his icons and all. Sid would always tell him, you want that iron gone, you find what it is you're looking for. I reckon what he was looking for was you.
I'm sorry, Torgal. Sorry for making you wait so long. Let's get that thing off you.
Doesn't sound like he wants it off.
Indeed. You miss Sid as much as the rest of us, don't you? You want me to go with you somewhere?
Quick, aren't you? Glad you've been paying attention.
Not nearly as much as you have, Lady Karen.
Aye, good thing and all. It's not like Gav would have kept him in nuts and rubbed his belly these past 10 summers.
Your kindness is appreciated. You've been a good friend to him.
Only because he doesn't talk back like the rest of you. Go on now.
Where to then, Torgal? All right, Torgal. Where are you taking me? I'm going to need a little bit more than that, boy. Do you have a better hint for me? Unless... you've already given me one. Back on the rear deck, you were looking west, toward Rosaria. Why don't we try the rookery? I haven't been to the island in almost 20 years. To Port Isolde, then. Fingers crossed the old mooring is still there.
Yes, there is still much to... do.
I was wondering when next you'd visit. I have a few new notes that might interest you. I have quite the find for you today. If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it. Did you learn everything you needed?
It's still here. After all these years. Lots smaller than I remember. And you're a lot bigger. You might have to swim, boy. I wasn't being serious. This place hasn't changed at all. The rookery's right through those trees. Come on. Race you there? I bet I could still beat you. Here we are. This was our hideaway. Wasn't it, Torgal? Coming here helped me to forget who I was. Or wasn't. Prince, shield. Son his mother could love. Had I been any one of those things? Perhaps. What is it, boy? This is all from the castle. And Phoenix Gate. Did you bring these here? My sparring sword. Well, well. You never stopped looking for me, did you, boy? Thank you, Torgal. For never giving up. For never forgetting. Let's take this with us, shall we? So I don't forget either. That's not the way back to the boat, Torgal. All right. I'm coming. I think I know where we're going. People always talk about the importance of putting the past behind you. But without it, we wouldn't be who we are today. And we certainly couldn't steer our way to a better tomorrow. Come on, Torgal. Let's go home.
something about it. I feel like it's...
Sid, do you have a moment?
By all means.
It's my old master. Seems there's no escaping her. She found some way to send me a letter, and something else. Records from a Waluda prison. Seems they were keeping a lot of bearers there.
How did she come by such a thing?
Finding bearers always was her strong point, and it seems the cells of Balmung Dark are full of them. Foreign captives, the masterless. Bearers no one would miss. And even better for her, bearers with no one to look after them. When Ether started lapping at the walls, the jailers fled.
Leaving the bearers to be liberated by whoever happened to come along next.
Sid, I'd like to believe that I've earned your trust by now. And while I'm well aware that you've forbidden Cursebreakers from traveling to Waloed, I can't let those bearers die in their cells. I'd rather risk shipwreck on the Shadow Coast than leave them to starve.
We'll be needing the Enterprise if we're going to navigate the Narrow.
Does that mean...
I'm making an exception, but we travel together. And we stay no longer than we have to. Ash is an inhospitable place at the best of times. We save as many as we can, and we leave.
Thank you, Sid. There was a name in the prison register. A name from my past. Chadwick. Another of my former master's protégés. A gifted soldier, and the closest thing I had to family. The thought of him held captive in that place.
He must be very important to you.
He was.
Then we find him.
The entrance to the prison lies in the shadow of Ravenwit Walls, just beyond the portcullis. We should head there as quickly as we can. I only pray there are still bearers alive to save.
As do I, Doris.
Sid, I was wondering if you could help me.
It depends what with.
A bearer, but recently freed from his... As you know, the work we do is not...
I don't mind, but...
Because our rank was scout, and since he...
Sounds right.
So you're happy to over...
One can never...
True word. I'll let you in, and there he is.
No time like the...
No time like the...
Northreach. I don't suppose they could have chosen somewhere closer. Vivian, I read your note, and I'd be happy to help you find the book you're looking for.
Thank you, Clive. But tracking it down will not be easy. Are you sure?
Please. You have always granted me your wisdom and insight whenever I asked. It's only right that I return the favor. Or at least attempt to.
You are too kind. Alas, what I ask of you is rather more... I spoke with Harpocrates to see if he had any inkling as to where... But
if you say so.
Forgive me, Clive, for asking this of... But this book, it set me on the path to becoming who I am today. Its importance cannot be overstated. Clive. Allow me to educate you. Of course. Study it well, Clive. Very good.
Clive. Here you go.
Nazaire might at least have mentioned where in Northreach he'd be testing this recruit.
They're sentries from the markets if we don't...
I would speak with this Duke.
Saw the captain just now.
Your town needs you.
Do you have a moment?
What is it?
It's the Duke, unsurprisingly. The town was left, and though my dear boys have been... So I was wondering...
Of course.
Thank you, Clive. Philippe told me he...
Where can I find...
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the...
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. I trust you'll...
Absolutely.
Please.
As you know, indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against him. Yet I fear he is not one to be swayed. He must be made to...
And who?
I would. Were you to join...
Does that not seem...
Drastic act. My father would have it that... But he is wrong. He's scornful of the opinions of anyone, but he cannot be allowed. We must fight him.
Fight him? No. Respectfully, while I understand.
False hope. But I see that your mind is made. If you will extend... I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. Which may be enough. This is all about...
Family.
I'm sorry. Ah, yeah, but perhaps...
Right.
It's just a pity I can't...
I'm nervous.
Well met, Sid. This is the...
yours. Please. Just Sid.
Oh, cool. The sergeant said...
To become a scout, yes.
I am. But I swore I'd face him.
And who would that be?
Gav. It was him who found me and freed me. No magic, it taught me what one man, and I've been training ever since.
You clearly have good intentions.
So...
You haven't even... Not far from here is an Imperial lookout, Eastwatch. The guards there record all their sightings in a logbook. You are to find it and bring it here.
And bring it here, right.
No. Sneaking into a you'll need to assess all without
Ember.
Know my limits. Right, I won't let you down.
It shouldn't be as dangerous as I made out.
On my way. All right, Ember. Impress me.
So you are content to abandon... Please, if you were...
That's or try.
Even when up... Fine, thank you so...
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fomenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship seems to have a way with people. Anyway, what brings you here?
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some...
Oh, right, as always. We've had some reports.
They're back.
Seems that way. We haven't been able to confirm.
Right.
You know Grieger's Weep?
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings. Let's rendezvous back here later.
Ready, girl? Damn it. The reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town.
Go, Torgal! Torgal, kill! Get him! Over here! Go, get him! It's over! Get him!
Call that a test, Ultima?
Clive, it's me. Are you all right?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. I dispatched the few that I found, though.
Well, there's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north last time. We might be able to fend off an attack from one side or the other, but from both?
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look, though, just to be sure. You head back to Northreach.
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's stirring up ill...
What? I'll do what I can to calm things. Be careful out there, all right?
Don't worry, I'm not like you. What?
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. But now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sanbreque, just as Great Griga wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore! You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Brandit.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Griga.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
There's no work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caer Norvent and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
You heard the dame. What are we waiting for? Pikemen to the gates. Archers to the roofs. Quickly, come on!
But she is but a common...
whore, yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell. The men have their orders, and they look like following them. I got them spaced out at regular intervals. Whichever...
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured the people will play. Should any of your men be injured?
Thank you, milady.
I'll play my part. You still want for numbers. Unlike the enemy. I only hope I can go some way to evening the odds. Philippe, can I leave the south in your hands?
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way, so we don't... What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Oriflamme. I've fought a few of these things. And well, I can't promise to hold...
All right.
Thank you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
When the fighting begins...
This is more like it. Come on, then. Test me. Kill! Go for it! Sickle! Get him! Is it over? No. It's only just begun. Farewell. That looks to be the last of them. I wonder how the others fared. Better hurry back to town.
Clive, it's good to see you.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the lake. Took a few nicks, but nothing the girls of the Vale can't put right.
Glad to hear it.
Well, it seems we've survived. For the time being, at least. I thank you both for answering the call.
You were right. And I was wrong. I had thought that that without a strong hand to guide them, they would drift apart. But you brought them together. Not by force, nor by the exercise, but by simply being one of them.
Our purpose was at... You were merely distracted by a loftier vision.
You have the right of it, as did you, Sabine. His radiance said it himself. I forgot that. And I am sorry.
I'm sorry. I should never have taken things so far. I only wanted you to understand how the people felt. How I felt. But my anger...
Do not blame yourself, my dear. This was my doing. I should have listened to you. To all of you.
Your Eminence. Your Ladyship. I do not doubt that you came here with the best of intention, but I believe the same. We all want safety, and we may yet achieve. Will you join us in this?
Yes. We shall.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that that is settled, I must go and see to the wound. And today there are more.
Madam is I see.
You're right. If only...
Forgive me for saying so, milady. But you still do. The dame said it herself. We can turn things around. We just have to work together. And that goes for you. You're one of us now.
One of you.
Well said, Captain.
Well, I should see if Isabel...
Can we get you anything? There's no need to worry.
I saw several soldiers being carried to the Vale.
They'll be.
How goes the treatment of the wounded? I'll be happy to man one end of us. Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must.
Tell me, but I sense you would rather have...
It's a long...
For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. Long ago, I was Carla then. So sought after was I that it was only... Alas, those halcyon days were not for naive as I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard. The gentlest man I have ever known. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again. And so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to, until we found ourselves. It was the Vale that took us, that fed us, those that could be healed at least.
He passed away.
He did. Not long after we arrived. But at least we were able to share it. It was the greatest. But the generosity of this, the men and women of the... Though I was still a stranger to them. And so I swore that I would return the kind that I would repay.
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
Perhaps that is why I have such a... Never stop fighting, Clive. And I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. But our efforts will be rewarded. Just look at us now. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke of Oriflamme and his daughter, all united in defense. And what of you? Can we count on your support too?
Always. These are clean kills. Perhaps young Ember really is ready. Or maybe not. Damn it. Ember, draw your sword!
I can't!
Then run! If you want him, you'll have to go through me. This way. Gone. Of course. Back to Northreach it is.
I didn't expect you back so soon. Where is Ember?
I thought he must have fled. I followed him to Eastwatch, where I found him being set upon by a wild ape. He was just standing there. Didn't even draw his sword. I had to step in and take care of things. But by the time I had, he was nowhere to be seen. I assumed he'd set off in your direction, but apparently not.
I'm sorry. I knew the boy had a nervous streak.
The right man for... I believe this is the logbook you tasked me.
Don't you tell me you breached the tower while Sid was busy.
What? Wasn't that what you want? To bring the thing back without getting caught?
He has you there, Nazair.
But Sid!
He did what he thought was best.
Of course. Don't you leave my...
Yes, Sergeant.
This won't be an easy decision.
Clive, my boy.
Harpocrates. I've been charged with locating...
And you seek one whose name...
Right as always. But she didn't...
And yet I get... Clive, I fear she...
The Executors.
Coveters, a clandestine organization. One such a tale, or...
How is it that I...
Why they lurk...
Which would
by the hand.
But what drives them?
Fine question. Sadly, you may just as soon...
Then my hunt was... What was Vivian expect?
Not from thin air, no. From ash. Rumors of the Executor, but rather less so. I have... Well, alas, but if you were...
Very well. I'll be sure to...
Good morrow to you, my friend. Having never... I make no... I have compiled some new entries, if you would like to see them. If you have a question for me, I should be happy to answer it. The door to the shelves shall ever be open.
My poor Rutherford informs me that we owe...
I would have done the same.
You're far too modest.
From what little I saw.
I suppose I should have... But I was rather hoping the great and good... Alas, it seems that firm leadership... We must move.
But where do we...
True. The realms are, as you've certain... And yet, in short...
But how...
But he had... Of course. And he's... Havlet. I extol... You don't mind, do you, my boy?
Of course not. As long as... And if the... Would you send a stone?
Of course. Rutherford is already in the Dhalmekian capital. I'll have him tell Havel to expect you forthwith.
Excellent. Thank you, Uncle.
No. Thank you, Clive.
You should have seen him.
Welcome back, Sid.
Welcome back, Sid.
Yes. Welcome back. Trip wasn't too much of a pain in the arse, I hope. Truth be told, it was me who suggested roping you in to help with the trial. But from what I hear, things didn't go quite...
No. Ember lost his nerve in that, but he didn't lose...
Indeed it is. The fact remains all I've...
Wait, Sarge, and this time, after all...
With a bit of a scout, and my sniff wouldn't do.
Fine.
I'll do. I'll spend my days and I'll show you.
Daft as a brush, that. Just like someone else we know. And if you ask me, we've been leaning on him for about time the curse...
Couldn't have.
Just don't...
Forgive me, Sid.
But that's why we... Remember that.
I will...
Fancy a look at the list, do you? Anything catch your eye? Always something, isn't there?
And how might I help the garrison today?
I haven't seen any of those beastly blue. Do be careful.
I will. Tired of these things.
So, what'll it be? It'd last you a good while. And how am I meant to do that then? And?
First the skies, then the crystal. What can I get you, Sid? Shout if you... Oh, keep your mug handy. You look like you could do with a drink. Might be a mo. Oh, you're not leaving already, are you? Welcome back, Sid. The usual, then. Oh, keep your mug handy. What can I get you, Sid? Thirsty, Tell me, Sid, have you ever thought about trying the wine? It ain't half as sour as that swill, and it'll get you tippled twice as fast. Speaking of which... You know that friend of yours over in Lostwing? What's his name? Kenton? Quinn? Quinston? Anyway, the red from his vineyards is some of the finest in Storm, which is why it's worth an emperor's ransom. Because I heard it's down to the fact that he buries the bodies of anyone who crossed... That can't be true.
Can... what?
Oh, you weren't even listening.
Of course I was. That was... very interesting.
Don't be a stranger, Sid. You look like you could do with a drink. Coming right up. Oh, you're not leaving already, are you? Welcome back, Sid. Shout if you need topping up. Don't be a stranger, Sid. You look like you could do with a drink. Coming right up. Oh, you're not leaving already, are you? Welcome back, Sid. Shout if you need topping up. Don't be a stranger, Sid. You look like you could do with a drink. The usual. mug handy?
Always one more job to do, isn't there? Clive.
What can I get you, Sid? Coming right up. Don't be a stranger, Sid. Welcome back, Sid. The usual, then. Oh, you're not leaving already, are you?